Hello, my beautiful besties. It's your girl Nelly. If you're part of my nail crew, welcome back. And if you're not, consider subscribing right now and become part of my amazing nail crew. So, for today's video, Maniology was kind enough to send me a PR, and I did choose these plates, and I couldn't wait to receive them because I wanted to open, my Christmas nails with these plates. I thought that they were beautiful. I did had a hard time because I'm not the best when it comes to doing stamping, but it is a work in progress. I did have to remove some of the footage because again, it was tough for me. One, the nails were too long for some of the images, and then I just discovered that I suck when it comes to layering. So that plate right there, I'm going to use it for a different set. Again, I was so inspired by these stamping plates that I just wanted to start my Christmas sets with, using Maniology. And I think using stamping plates, it's a great, easy nail art. Um, and this is the first color. It's a beautiful blue. Of course, you guys know I had to get a blue. Um, and then I chose this green because it reminds me of the Grinch, even though I don't really have anything um, stamping wise that, like for that theme in particular, but I'll make it work. And then this is the color I chose for today's set to do my stamping art. So I do have a discount code with Maniology. Definitely check out my description box. And if you're interested in buying some stamping goodies for yourself, go ahead. So here I had already applied my PLF method, my tips, and a very thin layer of clear acrylic, just because, like I've told you guys in the past before, I somehow bump my nails, and because I have a PLF base, they pop off. So to secure that, I just go ahead and do a layer of clear acrylic. So I'm going to do polygel nails. I know you guys love my polygel set. I haven't been doing a lot of polygel set recently, but I will from now on. And then this glitter I purchased off of Michael's, wow, like 2 years ago, and I've never used it. And I was going to use it for my previous video where I did my mixing of acrylics, but I forgot. I totally forgot I had it. And then, of course, it wasn't until after that I remember, and I was like, you know, but that's me. I always forget. So when you're using polygel, if you're not familiar, you need to use base coat. This will help you adhere your polygel onto your nails or your tips, your extensions. I love polygel. This polygel is so freaking amazing. I love it. If you haven't watched that video, I did show them in a haul video that I did recently, and I purchased those polygels from iGel Beauty, and they had a sale for $1.99, and I just went crazy. Not really crazy because they do have a lot of other colors that I didn't purchase yet. Last time I checked, I think they still have them for $1.99, the regular colors, and then the glitters are like $2.19. So here, if you saw very closely, I was applying the polygel. However, it had it kind of popped because it had air. So I didn't want to have to add more polygel after that, and then have an air pocket. So I just went with the flow. I was like, I'm going to go as far as I can. So it does look a little translucent because I really stretched that polygel down all the way to the free edge. But then I noticed that it was a little too translucent, so off camera I added an extra bead just to give that color a little bit more opacity. And but yeah, this polygel here is not too sticky. It is great to work with. I just wish they had a very clear with this type of consistency, because I also, another video that I did was comparing all the clears that I had, and all the clears that I have are sticky, which I don't mind. But once you use this polygel, oh my god, you find it so different to work with a sticky polygel. So trust me, bestie, I get it. So the way I like to apply my polygel, it's a little bit different. A lot of people like to do that really long bead. I don't do that. I just do a very big bead right where I want it to be placed. For example, I just placed it there. Then I make sure I pat it to make sure that it reaches both side walls. And that's when I start to brush the polygel down. I don't like to do all that patting down and then to the sides and then start the brushing. I might as well just do, go side to side, and then I start brushing from the get-go, and it's a much easier, at least for me, it's much easier. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's great to work with. I definitely recommend it. Um, and it went perfect with the other pink, because the pink that I got from Miniology, it's a tad bit brighter. So it made it look beautiful in my opinion. Actually, I did try to do different images and it wasn't working out because of the length. These nails, even though in my eyes are shorter than what I'm used to doing, um, they were still too long. So I did remove all that footage off the video because I didn't want to make the video too long, and I didn't want to show you so much of the struggle. This polygel right here, it is gorgeous. It is a beautiful nude and it has like gold glitters in it. Absolutely beautiful. So what I'm going to do is an ombre. The way I do it is the same way as I do the regular application. I put the bead there and then I make sure it reaches both side walls. And then I'm going to go and start pushing that polygel towards my cuticle area. Now, the beauty about this polygel is that, it doesn't run where you place it. That's where it's going to stay. So it didn't flood my cuticles. And then after I saw that, I got it nice and covered and not really flooding my cuticle area, then I went to work with the rest of the bead and then I blend it downwards. So if you're not very familiar with polygel, once you get to this point in particular, you start to put a little bit more pressure to make sure that that color blends perfectly with the other color, meaning there's no line of demarcate of like there's no lines where you can see, oh, this is one color and this is the other. Now it looks it's a good transition between one color and the other. And then of course you have to encapsulate to protect that ombre. Some people just prefer to do the ombre a little bit further down, not encapsulated, and then just go and file. I don't want to take that risk and then, over file one side more than the other. So, I mean, people have their way of working. Everybody works differently. I'm just showing you the way I work with polygel. And it brought so many great memories working with this polygel. First of all, I'm in love with this brand. And I'm not by any means affiliated with them. They don't pay me. Um, I am affiliated with Maniology. And I love working with Maniology. They're absolutely amazing. Um, and specifically the person that I'm working with, she's the best. Like, I work with many companies and I've worked with, different agents, and but this woman is absolutely amazing. So thank you so much, beautiful, for being patient with me and understanding and, you know, being so awesome because you're awesome. Okay, so let me start giving my shout out. So, shout out to everyone who takes the time to watch my videos. Shout out to everyone who likes, comments, and share my videos. It helps me out a lot here on YouTube. Shout out to everyone who's new to my channel. Welcome to my Knuckle Bestie. Thank you so much for joining the crew. Shout out to my moderators and shout out to my Patreons. Thank you so much for your love and support and for your donation to my channel. So thank you to, thanks to all the donations, I was able to purchase these polygels, and that's how I keep my channel going. I do have a full-time job, but things are getting more and more expensive for all of us. So I understand. So I was gonna sprinkle the glitter, but then I was like, nah, I'm just gonna dip the tip, and see what it looks like. So I did, after I dipped them, as you can see, that glitter is gorgeous. So I clean the underside of the tips, and then I make sure that I tuck in the glitters on the sides, so that none of them are sticking really out, because these are stiletto, and as you guys know, I like my stilettos really sharp, so I didn't want to have to overfile over that. Then I go in after I do a 60-second cure, and I remove the excess glitter, and you're going to see that on the towel that I have here. So I had to clean that off. And then I went ahead and applied some base coat to my natural nail area, because I was going to do an ombre with the polygel. And so, yeah, I mean, if you have any questions regarding polygel, I will be more than glad to, answer your questions, help you if you need help. Just let me know in the comment section below. And we can share ideas, or just follow me on Instagram, DM me. I will be happy to help. I do that actually constantly with, different people. So here I'm just going to do and repeat the same process. I treat this the same way as if it was a polygel. I place the bead, and then I make sure it reaches both side walls. Then I go at a 45-degree angle and make sure I push that up against my cuticle area without flooding it. And so here's a tip. Whenever you're working around your cuticle area, you don't want your brush to be soaked in isopropyl alcohol, which is what I use, or if you have a particular slip solution of your preference. Um, you don't want that isopropyl alcohol or slip solution to get underneath your polygel, because that can create lifting, because obviously it doesn't have the same adhesion. So that's a tip, in case you're having lifting. Lifting can always be also lack of good prep. So make sure that your prep is on point. I know I don't really show a lot of videos when it comes to my prep, because I already have product on my nails. So the only time I actually show my prep is when I'm doing my natural nails. So for the pinky, I decided to do a full cover of this beautiful pink, and I'm just wanted to show you how I did a full cover, just in case you're new to my channel. I do have a whole playlist on polygel applications. Those are very old videos that I did when I first started my channel. And just my recent ones, I just add them to that list. But I do the same thing. I just do a really decent size bead, and I make sure to reach both side walls, and then I start to brush and pull the product downwards. Um, and I like to do the 2-beat method. The 2-beat method allows me to create a proper apex. You will see that the nails, after I do the application, because I do show you once I finish the application of the product, I do show you what they look like, and they look kind of bumpy, because after, again, like I said, after using this polygel here, it was not difficult, but very, very different to use a sticky polygel. So I'm going to flatten out a little bit that top of the bead, and then I actually flash cured it, but if you want to do a full cure, it's completely up to you. I just did like a 15 to 20-second cure because I didn't want to take too long. So I placed the other bead right on top of where I that other bead actually was. And then again, I make sure I reach both side walls, and then I start to push the product up against my cuticle area. And you're gonna see that you're gonna see the angle. I use the brush to push that polygel against my cuticle without flooding it, which is very important. Please, please, please make sure that whenever you're using gel or any gel product, that is not touching your skin when it comes to curing, because it's so easy for people to develop allergies. I think it's easier for people to develop allergies when it comes to gels than with acrylic. There is a possibility of people do developing allergies when it comes to acrylics because of the monomer or the acrylic itself. However, I see it more often on people that use gels. So please do keep that in mind. And then I blend that bead and it gives it a little bit more structure. So you're going to see that it's a little exaggerated there, but you know, nothing that filing can't fix. So here I know the nail looks a little weird. I did use Rosalind's clear because I wanted to see, I tested it out earlier, not earlier, but a few videos back, putting it next to another clear and see which ones were the clearest ones. So I wanted to test this one by encapsulating. So that's another way to test your clears and see how clear they really are. And then what I do is I blend that bead upwards to balance the nail. And then I'm going to pull that product down to give the nail the proper structure and to also encapsulate the glitters. Again, it was so different using this polygel because obviously Rosalind, it is very clear. However, it's sticky. At this point in time, I don't mind it. I actually, if anything, I expect all the polygels to be sticky, and I'd rather be surprised by the ones that are not than be disappointed by the ones that are, because if you really look, there's more polygels that are sticky than the ones that are not that sticky. So but anyways, I did had a great time working with all of these products. Yes, the stamping was a little challenging for me because I'm not used to layering the images. There's a lot of things when it comes to stamping that I don't really do nails that often as you think. And so when I do a set, I don't always use stamping. Maybe I should do that more often and kind of perfect the craft. Um, that's a good way to put it. But as you can see, the nail is completely leveled out. I'm sorry, I can't speak right now. It's early in the morning. And I just cure for 60 seconds. So I'm going to show you what the nails look like after I encapsulated everything. Before I do that, I'm going to show you how I encapsulate my ombres. You're going to see that the bead that I use for the ombres is a little bit smaller than the one that I use to encapsulate the glitters. I needed more polygel for the glitters because it was a really big difference from the nude and the area where the glitter was. So here I don't really have to focus so much on, you know, leveling out the nail with the product. I just had to make sure that that area in particular that you see right there that I'm encapsulating is protected by the clear polygel. And then I just start to drag that polygel down, just because if you look very closely, that tip, even though it does have polygel, it's a little bit too thin. So it needs a little bit more structure. So that's when, I do that with the clear polygel. It's like if I was using acrylic and I wanted to give the nail the proper structure, instead of doing it with the colors, I just go ahead and do it with the clear acrylic. It's the same thing. It's just different products and they work differently, and you use different, things to work with the product. So that's what it's looking like. I know it looks bumpy. I know it looks a little exaggerated, but nothing filing can't fix. So this is what they look like. And after you finish curing everything, please make sure that you wipe your nails. That sticky residue that it's left by the polygel, make sure you clean that very, very well. Um, and yes, once the polygel is sticky, it's kind of a little bit harder to clean because for some weird reason, even though the wipe, oh my god, I forgot the name of it. It has alcohol. It kind of sticks a little bit, so it was a little bit of a struggle. I do repeat the process twice. So here we're going to start. I had already started. As you can see, if you look closer, you're going to see a mess of colors. But again, I was having a little bit of a hard time, and I just went with something more simple, something that wasn't going to give me much trouble. I think I do need to get I know they have a top coat. At this point, I had already applied the sticky base, because you do need the sticky base. If you don't happen to have a sticky base, I think base coat will do it. But I have their sticky base, so why not use it? So after I place the image, before I go to grab the image that I'm going to place on top of this circle, I do apply the sticky base again, because I didn't want to find out. I wasn't in the mood to figure out, oh, would this work? Would that? No, I just needed to get this nail set done, because I have other videos that I have to work on. So once again, thank you so much, Maniology, for the opportunity to collaborating with me one more time. I am very grateful to be working with you guys. Definitely check out my description box for discount codes. There's different discount codes for different companies. So yeah, you can save some coins while you shop for, nail art and nail products. Um, I am currently doing this voiceover, and I need to upload this video because I need to work on another video. And it's going to be a shorter set. Oh my God. I'm so nervous because I'm not used to doing short nails, but because some of you ladies, my besties, have requested that I do shorter sets, that's exactly what I'm going to do. You ask, I deliver. So I love, love, love this plate. I do, before I show you the finished look, if you look to the plate on the right side of the plate, those circles, and then there's an image underneath that one, that's a layer image. So I wanted to do that one, but it's hard. I tried doing it with the one next to it, the candy canes. It was not working out, bestie. I don't know what was I doing wrong. Maybe because it was too small, and I think I need to feel comfortable with the bigger images and then attempt the smaller images. But I am pleased with what I did. I hope you like this set. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about the polygel application. Let me know your thoughts on what I showed you. If you have any tips, tricks when it comes to stamping, definitely leave them in the comment section below. I would love to know. I was trying to wipe excess polish that I had there. And then I do the pointer finger and the ring finger. So for those, and you're going to see, if you pay close attention, you're going to see that I had a little bit of a hard time, but I was tired. So I did not want to go back and remove everything and then start over, because I already did it like at least 6 or 7 times. So yes, it is challenging, but once you get the hang of it, it's totally worth it. And it's definitely much easier than you attempting to paint this design on your nails. So that's why I encourage people, yes, do your stamping art. It is much easier. Some things are going to be challenging, just like anything, because you're learning. So be patient with yourself. Actually, I should listen to myself sometimes, but be patient with yourself. And try not to rush, because that really was the issue with me. Like I was rushing, um, because I was already working so long on the set itself, that when it comes to nail art, um, it takes extra time. And then if you don't get it right the first time, or the second or third or fourth, you try to get it as best as you can. So here I show you that I do go over that, and I apply a little bit more of that sticky base to ensure that the image that I'm going to place on top actually sticks to that. So that was another layer image. I love this plate. It's a great, these are great plates. So you're gonna see, I'm not sure if it's this. Yeah, I think it's this one. I did I don't know. It wasn't perfect. The lining, as you can see, there's pink outside of the white. And I'm like, I'm just gonna clean a little bit of the excess, but I can't do this again. I just wanted to finish the set. I did some bling placement off camera because, again, I was already tired and I had to get dinner started. So, yeah, it is a little bit messy if you look at my at my desk, but it's totally worth it. Trust me, it is. This one turned out very nicely, so I can't complain. So after I did that, I did went ahead and I, put some top coat and some bling, which I did off camera. Here, I'm just going to point out that those on the right side, those are the ones that I really wanted to do. But because they're so small, I don't feel quite ready to work with those just yet, because I'm having trouble with one image. Imagine with like seven. So here is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this set. Let me know what you think about that stamping art. I did have a great time doing this set, and I hope you guys like it. So if you do, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share if you find it helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So thank you so much. Love you. Bye.